There is this thing that happens in relationships when you're not alone. Like, technically, there's a person, they're there, and somehow you still feel completely by yourself. And the worst part is, you can't even really complain about it. Because what do you say? I'm lonely. They'll just reply, I'm right here. And you'll say, I know. And that's the end of the conversation. Because neither of you know what to do. It's not about the distance, it's not about how much time you spend together. It's something else. It's like you are talking, but not really saying anything. You are together, but not really connecting. Like there's this gap between you and the other person, and you can both see it, and neither of you knows how to cross it. You start noticing small things, like how you'll say something and matters to you. They'll respond, but you can tell they're not really there, not fully, and you let it go because you don't want to make it a thing. So you just let it go again and again and again until you stop saying the things that matter to you at all. And then one day you realize you've been editing yourself, shrinking, not saying the real thing because somewhere along the way you learned that the thing doesn't land the way you need it to. So you just say the easy thing, the safe thing. You just smile, and everything looks fine from the outside. But inside you're starving for something you can't even name. I think that's what nobody tells you about relationships. That loneliness doesn't go away just because you found someone. Sometimes it gets louder because now you have proof that the problem isn't that you're alone. The problem is something deeper than that, something in the connection itself that isn't working. And you don't want to leave because you care, because there are good moments, because it's not bad enough to walk away from, it's not good enough to stop hurting either. And you're just stuck in that middle place, waiting for something to shift, hoping they'll ask you how you're really doing one day, and actually waiting for the answer. There is this other thing that happens where you start to feel guilty for feeling this way. Like, who are you to feel lonely when someone is right here choosing you every day? And you start to wonder if you're just too much, too needy, too sensitive. Maybe you want too much from people. Maybe your expectations are too high. Maybe this is just what relationships are, and everyone else has figured out how to be okay with it. So you convince yourself to be okay with it too. And for a while it works. You dull yourself down, you stop reaching for the deeper conversations, you stop trying to close the gap. You just exist next to each other. You tell yourself, this is enough, this is fine. This is what it looks like when things are stable. But then you'll have one moment, one small moment, where someone gets it. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a stranger, maybe it's a video you watch at midnight, and they say something that makes you feel completely seen. And you realize how long it's been since you felt that, and it hits you harder than it should. Because you've been so starved for that feeling that even a small taste of it breaks something open in you. And you don't even know how to explain that to that one person you're with. Because how do you say a stranger on the internet made me feel more understood in 2 minutes than I have in months? That's not a conversation you can have. So you just close the tab and go back to normal. I think one of the loneliest feeling in the world is having something on your chest and knowing that the one person you're supposed to be able to tell this to is the one person you can't. Because either they won't understand, or it will start a fight, or it will just sit there between you making things awkward. So you hold to it. You always hold it. And after a while, you get so good at holding things that you forget you're even doing it. You forget what it feels like just to say the thing, to just be honest without calculating how it's going to land, to just be yourself without wondering if that version of yourself is too much for this person to handle. And the scary thing is, it happens gradually. You don't wake up one day and decide to hide yourself, it just slowly becomes the easier option. Silence becomes easier than the conversations. Smiling becomes easier than explaining, and before you know it, you've built the whole quiet version of yourself that exists especially for this relationship, and you live there, and it's fine. It's just fine. Fine. But fine is exhausting when you're pretending it's enough. There are nights where you're right next to this person and you felt it so heavy, the distance, not physical, just emotional. Like you're on different frequencies, and no matter what you say, it's not quite translating. You look at them and wonder if they feel it too. And sometimes you think they do, and they're just not saying it either. And somehow that's even lonelier. Two people feeling the same emptiness and neither of them saying anything. Because saying it makes it real. And if it's real, you have to do something about it. And doing something about it, it is terrifying. So you just watch a show together and you go to sleep and you wake up and do it again. I'm not saying the relationship is bad. That's the thing I want to be clear about. This isn't about someone being a bad person or doing something wrong. Sometimes two people genuinely care about each other and still can't quite reach each other. And that's one of the most painful things there is. Because you can't even be angry about it. There is no villain. There's just this gap and two people on either side of it who don't know how to build a bridge. And you stay because of the good moments. And there are good moments. There are moments where it feels easy, warm, and right. And those moments give you enough hope to keep going, to keep trying, to think maybe it will click eventually. Maybe one day you'll find the right words or the right moment, and something will open up between you that wasn't there before. You're just waiting for that moment, hoping it will come before you run out of things you can hold to. I think the deepest form of loneliness isn't being by yourself. It's being unseen by someone who's supposed to see you. It's being in the one place that's supposed to feel like home and still feeling like a guest. Still feeling like you're taking up space you're not sure you're allowed to take up. And if you have ever felt that, you know how it quietly destroys you. Not all at once, just slowly, day by day, until you look in the mirror one day and realize you've been so focused on keeping things together that you forgot to keep yourself together. I don't have an answer to any of this. I wish I did. I'm not on the other side of this feeling, looking back at it with clarity. I'm right in the middle of it. And I think that's okay. I think sometimes you don't need an answer. Sometimes you just need someone to say out loud the things you've been carrying out quietly for too long. So if this is you, if you know this feeling, I just want you to know that you're not asking for too much. Wanting to feel close to someone you're with is not a lot to ask. Wanting to feel seen and heard and understood is not too much. You're not broken for needing that. You're just a human. And you deserve to feel less alone, even when someone is right there.